Why does my Shopify store say coming soon and keep blocking discovery? Your Shopify password page may be your most visible product. A shop can be packed with products. Still, it can look empty. That's what happens when Shopify password protection leaves shoppers and search engines staring at the same locked door. A logged-in merchant can browse products and collections as usual, along with checkout settings. Ordinary visitors see the password page instead. Shopify explains this in its password protection documentation. The merchant view isn't the customer view. That's the problem. It causes many product rollout problems. Staff see polished product pages inside the admin and assume Google can evaluate them too. But Googlebot receives the same restricted entry screen as any other visitor. A skincare brand with 18 facial serums may leave a password page active while its fulfillment partner needs 8 weeks to test packing procedures. Meanwhile, a shopper searching for vitamin C serum for sensitive skin reaches a branded holding page instead of the serum range. A holding page has a useful job when it's temporary. It should explain what the brand sells and give visitors one sensible next step, such as joining an email list. Once it becomes the only visible page for weeks or months, it tells shoppers and crawlers very little. A delayed rollout does not require a completely sealed catalog. You can keep checkout disabled, restrict ordering to a small group, or publish selected collections while operations continue behind the scenes. The password page is a temporary launch tool and should not become your permanent business model. Set a clear deadline for removing it. Decide which URLs deserve public access first. Then make that choice around real shopper needs. For the skincare brand, a serum collection with ingredient and skin type information would create a better starting point than another month of coming soon copy. What Google can learn from a closed storefront. Google describes search as a process. It starts with crawling and indexing. Results are served in its documentation on how search works. Crawling means requesting a URL. Indexing means analyzing the response, then deciding whether there is enough information to store. Serving means selecting a result for a search. Being able to reach a domain doesn't mean Google can understand the catalog. Googlebot may access the homepage. It may get no product description or useful internal links. Then the collection context stays unclear. The domain is technically present, but the information needed to match a search remains behind the password wall. A home goods store makes the problem easy to see. Its domain has been live for 10 weeks. But Google can retrieve only a page titled Coming Soon. The URL for a speckled stoneware dinner plate stays private. So the search engine has little material for a result about that particular product. The homepage may become the only useful candidate. Product URLs can remain undiscovered. Or they can carry weak signals because Google has never seen their visible copy or structured context. Someone searching for the dinner plate by name may get a generic holding page title instead. That result can be technically correct and commercially useless. A shopper sees the brand but learns nothing about its dinnerware or shipping policy, or how to get into the store. Search visibility exists in the most inconvenient form. Rewriting the password page title won't solve the underlying problem. Launching soon and Our Store Opens Soon describe the same narrow experience. If the store needs another 6 weeks, publish a useful brand or category page. If product details are ready, open the relevant URLs while keeping unfinished buying steps private. Check the public response before opening the merchant admin. Use an anonymous browser or private window. And follow the same path a shopper would. The fastest audit often starts with a simple observation. The catalog looks complete only when you're logged in. What a public holding page can accomplish. A pre-launch page can preserve useful context when it stays focused. Tight pages work best. Identify the brand. Explain the upcoming offer. Give visitors one concrete detail, along with a working contact or sign-up path. A holding page earns its place by answering a real question. Its title and heading should describe the same category. The copy should speak to the intended audience too. A canonical URL should point to that address. And the page should load for anyone not logged in to a staff account. Consider a coffee equipment brand preparing a 600 milliliter ceramic pour-over brewer. Its public page can explain the capacity, material, intended buyer, planned release window, plus the email notification process. Someone searching for a 600 milliliter ceramic pour-over brewer gets useful category information, even before purchasing is possible. The page still has limits. It can't answer detailed questions about compatibility or care unless that information is actually published. A shopper comparing ceramic and stainless steel brewers needs more than a launch announcement. Strong pre-launch pages make one narrow promise. The coffee brand should explain who the brewer suits and what its 600 milliliter size means for a buyer. It doesn't need a paragraph about rituals or better mornings. It definitely doesn't need the emotional destiny of a cup of coffee. The page also gives the team a clean measurement point. Check whether branded visitors can identify the company, whether the sign-up form works, and whether contact requests reach someone responsible. Those checks protect the experience while transactions remain closed, include the planned launch window and product category. Then specify the next action. Remove claims the team can't support. 4 plain facts will carry more weight than a wall of polished promises. 1 article rarely changes a store's reach by itself. Search visibility grows when a brand publishes useful material around its category consistently, creating more entry points than a single announcement can provide. Keep the holding page visible only while it serves that limited purpose. Once shoppers need product-level answers, open the relevant URLs and let the catalog do its own explaining. Why a long holding page creates a discovery gap. A discovery gap is the period when people are looking for answers. The pages that could provide them stay inaccessible. It's a problem, especially for problem-based searches. It also affects branded searches from people who saw a launch announcement elsewhere. Consider a furniture store preparing a modular oak desk. The team announces the launch. Then it spends 6 weeks repairing packaging after desktop corners arrive damaged. The store can't answer whether the desk supports a 60-inch monitor setup, how its cable management works, or when delivery will begin. Every closed day delays evidence about what the store sells. The same issue appears with a walnut standing desk kept behind a password screen while photography is rescheduled. The merchant already knows the dimensions, finish, plus the product's intended use. Someone comparing walnut standing desks has nowhere useful to evaluate those details. The delay spreads beyond organic search. Paid campaigns need a destination. Creators need stable URLs for reviews. And support staff end up answering the same questions by email, even though a public listing could handle much of that work once. Teams often mistake operational progress for discovery progress. Packaging revisions and photography updates may move the launch forward internally, but they create little public value while every catalog URL stays closed. Search engines can assess accessible text and product details. They can't assess a private catalog. Review the access decision around the work that remains. If packaging is the only blocker and a named owner has a firm handoff, a short holding page may be reasonable. If the timeline shifts, publish the approved facts and keep checkout unavailable until inventory is ready. That choice changes the team's work during the delay. Marketing can send traffic to a page about desk measurements and delivery plans. Support can link to the same resource. Discovery begins before checkout does. The Shopify settings that decide what visitors can reach. Shopify's store-wide password setting puts a gate in front of the storefront. Official password guidance confirms it. Visitors need the password to enter the store. Test the store while logged out before judging its search visibility. A merchant session only proves that staff can access the store. It doesn't prove that customers or crawlers can, not even close. A different setup applies when selected products remain visible but unavailable for purchase. Visitors can read approved education. The merchant disables buying actions for items awaiting stock or final checks. That works only when the theme and URLs have been configured deliberately, along with the access rules. Open a private browser window. Inspect the storefront as a customer would. Then check the following destinations. Confirm that it explains what the brand sells and where visitors should go next. Collection URL. Verify that the intended category loads without a password prompt. Product URL. Check the approved details, availability message. And buying state, robots.txt. Confirm that the file loads and that recent changes have not affected crawler access. XML sitemap. Check that eligible public URLs appear while private or irrelevant addresses stay out. A footwear merchant can miss this distinction easily. The team tests a trail running shoe while logged in and sees the full listing. A logged out customer reaches only the password form. Internal access proves that the page exists for staff. Nothing more. Pay close attention to old settings that remain active after the team assumes they have been removed. Check theme preview URLs as well, because they can attract internal testing while the intended address stays untouched. Broad redirects create another problem when every product URL points to the homepage and loses product-specific context. Record the intended URL for each launch asset before publishing. Put the homepage address in one shared launch sheet so marketing and development teams test the same destination. Repeat the logged-out review after every access change. One successful staff login can hide a public failure for weeks. What to do when the launch date keeps moving. Use a short holding page when the wait has a clear end. The remaining work fits a defined handoff. When the date keeps moving, publish useful category or product education instead of asking visitors to wait beside an empty gate. A moving launch date needs a stronger public information plan. The team should identify the remaining dependency. Then assign someone to prove the work is finished. If those details are unavailable, the public page should answer additional customer questions. An apparel brand illustrates the approach with a compression shirt delayed by a seam issue. The merchant can publish a fit guide covering torso length and intended activity. It should explain how the garment should sit across the chest and state that purchasing will follow final quality approval. That guide gives search visitors a useful destination before inventory is ready. It gives support a link for fit questions. And it avoids promising a delivery date the brand can't meet. A clear explanation earns more trust than a countdown that resets every Friday. Keep one stable homepage URL. Give the public page a precise title. Link to the guide from that page. Then remove dead preview addresses from navigation so visitors and crawlers use the same route. Choose one publishable resource and assign it an owner. For a compression shirt, that resource could be a fit guide. For a linen duvet cover, it could explain its weave and feel, along with care instructions. The resource should answer a real buying concern with approved facts. Explain the intended use and identify what remains unavailable. Write for someone comparing products and deciding whether yours belongs on the shortlist. Organic discovery grows through repeated evidence about a subject. Brands gain more from publishing consistently around one category than from waiting for a perfect launch moment and releasing everything at once. When the product becomes available, the education already has a place in the customer journey. Connect the guide to the buying path, update the availability message, and keep the URL that earned attention during the delay. Why Shopify Coming Soon page SEO matters. To learn more, visit heysprite.com today.